Here we go. I'm going to stitch a mask together for you now and just chat about some things as we're going through. These are the first two seam allowances we will be sewing. I've trimmed off just a skim amount on either end of the mask, and you can see the shape of it right there. So the short ends here and here are where we were trimming the mask. And I'm going to be sewing the width of the presser foot. I have a narrow presser foot on, so it works out to be about 1/8 of an inch. I'm reverse stitching at the beginning and end. My machine is set to between 8 and 10 stitches per inch. And the good thing about the industrial sewing machine is it can be set up to do reverse stitching at the beginning and end, and it cuts your threads for you. So now we're going to count out 2 layers here, separate them here, and just go for 2 layers and turn the tube inside out like this. And I always take it and just push the seam allowances up so that it's lying nice and flat. That's what's going to give us the nicest finished effect. And if you look back here at some of these already cut masks, you can tell that this here is the higher edge, which is the one that we need to stitch right here. And this is where the pocket will go with a 1/4 inch seam allowance so that we can slip the nose wire in. Okay, let's stitch that now. And there's 1/4 inch seam allowance marked on my machine here, so I know how wide to make it. Now we're ready to slide the little piece in. Let's hope it cooperates since I'm showing you. Here we go. And I don't mind if it bends a little bit as it's going in because it's going to be shaped anyway around the nose. And that feels about equal to me for how it's going to be half. Now we recommend that you stitch these seams on the end here so that all the layers are together, because that's going to help us when we're making the pleat. So we're just stitching very close to the edge of the fabric. So we've got that done. We've got each end stitched. And now we recommend that you fold your fabric like this and get a nice even edge here. It's folding the mask in half just to hold this together. We're going to stitch over that again now. That's this end done. You see that? And then we're going to do the other end here. This is going to come together for you now in a second. We're almost finished. Now I've got a few threads here that I'm going to trim because I don't want to have anything like this loose on the end of our project, because everything's got to look as professional as we can possibly have it. Nice and trimmed there. Trim a few off over here. So now we have it looking like this. What we need to do is fold this up like that, because the pleat needs to be folded towards the wire edge. So you can see how this mask is starting to form now, so that if I tip up the pleat over here, we're going to get this, and over here, and you see how this is all coming together now? So we're ready to put our elastic on. Okay? So, I lay it down in the machine this way, and I tuck my elastic in here by about 1/4 of an inch, and stitch this here on top of the same stitching that we've done, being careful not to have any of this seam allowance showing on the outside of the mask out here. And then I'll tuck in the other end when I get up closer. And I just might add that I'm always trying to make sure that the elastic stays flat, because we don't want any twists in the elastic when people put it on. It'll be much more comfortable if we have no twists and we keep our elastic flat. That's it for that side. See this? And then I'm going to insert the elastic on this side. Making sure to keep the elastic flat. There we go. That's our completed mask. Make sure my stitches are all, my threads are all trimmed. And here we have our mask. So just to explain to you, masks in the medical industry are required to have all pleats tipped downward, because if there's any fluids that land on the front of the mask, then they need to come downward and over a fold rather than wearing it up this way and getting caught. So it's critical that we build the mask in the right direction. So there's our finished product. If you have any questions at all, you can certainly contact me. You can reach out by email or have your team leader reach out to me, and I'm happy to chat with any ways of improvement or things. But we've made this one pretty smooth to put together, and it goes nicely. And we're looking forward to you guys producing some beautiful quality for us. So we'll be in touch. Thank you.